we start with the daily graphic. Now, the front page of the graphic, new property rates roll out. GRA MMDA's target 1.77 billion Ghana cedis. Now, Achu among earthquake victims in Turkey. We're picking some reports that he's been pulled out alive.
There's actually a story this morning from the journalist who originally broke the story, and then later confirmed that he hadn't heard from the director of the sports club, where
his
it
agent
took place.
as well.
But this morning, he says he's spoken to the director of the sports club this morning, and the sports club director confirms that Achu has been pulled alive a few hours ago. He's in hospital
Our prayers are still with him, just to make sure that he's very hale and hearty, and we'll celebrate him. I'm sure now we know that it's very important to be celebrating our own. Look at the way we've all been panicking since yesterday. Look, I mean, I have
God, let us not hear bad news.
Exactly. Now I've seen this before, so I've just been praying, from the bottom of my heart. He's not my friend, I don't know him, but I know how it feels like, even for his family, to go through something like this. And this is something that nobody really wants to experience. And our heart goes out to all the departed ones in Turkey.
Over 3,000 of them.
Yes.
That's
very
crazy.
bizarre, very unfortunate. Now, illegal miners block Birim River. DDEP ends today. Debt exchange will bring economic stability. This is according to the finance minister. He spoke to all of us last night, and he made it clear that the DDEP ends today. Now, provide opportunities for growing population. Former President Obasanjo to African leaders.
All right, so on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we have DDEP. Government heads to finish line. Appeals to all to contribute to economic recovery. Consensus needed for economic progress. Upon Nkrumah speaking to clergy. President Akufo-Addo extends Ghana's condolences to Turkey and Syria following earthquake. I think that the way the stories have gone because of Christian Achu and the fact that he's in Turkey, I think most people, it's lost on a lot of people that it's actually Turkey and Syria that experienced the earthquake. It was like
nearness is key. So for us in Ghana, we are very concerned about our own. And so we talk about, I mean, without him being part, we'll just be commenting on this as some international news, something that has happened in Turkey.
Because often earthquakes happen and we don't talk about it.
We don't panic like this, but because we have one of our very own. Now, moving on to the Finder. Let's avoid further strain on economy. Ofriata rallies all board holders to join DDEP. Now, President Nana Addo approves NHIA free elderly care policy and Sarawak to support 2,500 rice, soya and rice farmers. Dr. JB, so 2,500 rice, soya and rice farmers. Dr. J.B. Danqua's legacy on constitutional growth and development continues. Clergy and government engagements on economy commendable. This is coming from Upon Nkrumah.
All right. I go to a daily guide, but just a quick one from the Ghanaian Times. There was a headline here that I missed. MMDAs pay 499,671 Ghana cedis to contractors for no work done. That story is on page 13. Well, I'm going to interrogate that. The Daily Guide says, rebel, quote-unquote, NDC MPs rubbish mosquito meeting. Here's a photo of the chairman of the party, Johnson Esedu Ketia there. No malice in Beige license revocation. 5 injured in military Bibiani youth clash. You see videos of that going around yesterday. There was a whole, there were youth holding cutlasses, stones and other things. And they were daring the soldiers to do whatever they want to do. We say we are here. And I was like, guys, don't mess around. Because,
don't try this. Look, I've seen soldiers in action before, David, and it was that scary. You remember?
I wouldn't be surprised if the soldiers just decided that we will hold them
Bet
off
you, my dear Kaka.
and we'll wait small.
Yeah.
Then we will come back.
Yes.
We know we have seen them. We will come back with numbers.
You know that
We'll show them
Papase
small
kind of
pepper.
story that broke with the
Yeah.
residents and the soldiers and all that?
Yes,
And I had to
yes.
go to that area. Yeah, I'm sure it's Papase. Right?
Papase.
Yeah.
Papiase. Yeah. That's the, was it a Domiabra
That
area?
area be like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
David. I went there. And
Ghost town,
I
I
had
remember.
not seen a lot of soldiers at one place like that
Yeah.
in my life. Look, I was shivering. I couldn't even talk
Oh,
to
I
the
remember
people.
that story. It's about what, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was that
Yeah, I remember
frightening.
that story.
Look,
Yeah.
the people stopped us and said, "Bring your camera.
Yeah.
What have you recorded?"
Yeah.
David, me who be that? The way I was just praying. Now, quickly on the front page of the Chronicle, IMF talks have boosted recovery efforts. This is according to Finance Minister Con, that is Kojopon Chromato Clergy. We need consensus for economic progression. Akufo-Addo John Mahama pray for Achu. VIP MPs travel to Salaga on commercial bus. Now, scripture for the day, Psalm 20, verse 7 and 8 says, "Some boast in chariots and some in horses, but we will boast in the name of the Lord our God." Amen.
Yep. Amen. And the New Crusading Guy says, intensify corruption fight. CDS charges government and stakeholders. Well, it's time for us to go for some sports, right?
Yes.
Get update on sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Review on Breakfast Daily. My name is Yao AJ Minta. Good morning, Freeman. Good morning, Kweku.
Hi.
Good morning, Yao.
So,
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, especially considering the positive news that is coming out from Turkey about our brother Christian Achu.
Yeah.
The word is he's been pulled out of the rubble and he's receiving treatment in the hospital. That is
Responding?
yes, he's responding. That is the
Super.
latest update from Turkey, and yes, that's a bit of positive news.
Yes.
His team is yet to release an official statement, and so that is what I'm looking out for, and that's what I'm pretty sure a lot of Ghanaians are looking out for, because once the team tweets, once the team releases that statement, then it means it's official, really official, and then we can breathe a little easy.
You know,
but at this point in time, it's journalists bringing us updates.
Interestingly, when I woke up today, Christian Achu was the first person who came to mind. I was like, hey, what's the update? What has happened? Has he been rescued? It was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, because it was something that's horrific. Because at the end of the day, this is a guy who on Sunday,
Can you imagine?
on Sunday scored a winning goal for his
Yeah.
team, Hatayspor, in the Turkish league.
Yeah.
And just mere hours later,
Can you imagine?
he's buried under rubble.
Yeah.
It just shows you how fickle life is.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it is. That's the
Yes.
reality. You know.
That's the bit of shock. That's why it got a lot of people worried. Like, but this guy was just playing football for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
That is how life is.
But it's the
you know?
earth that we live on. That's what happens.
Danger doesn't come
It's
with
crazy.
flats.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He scored a winning goal for his team. That was his first goal since he moved to Hatayspor. He scored a winning goal in their game against Kasimpasa in the Turkish league. And 5 hours later, he's under rubble.
So we just pray that God will look at the joy he put on people's faces on Sunday and show him mercy.
he's very philanthropic too. He helps a lot of orphanages. He goes to a lot of prisons, and he gives a lot of money and
I
food.
strongly believe he'll be fine.
to the inmates. And so
He's a miracle baby.
Yes, so a lot of prayers up for our man Christian Achu, who played for the Black Stars, and he did a wonderful job during his time with the team, winning the 2015 AFCON Golden Ball. He was the best player in that tournament. And a little bit more updates on Christian Achu. Now, British journalist Colin Miller, he writes for The Mirror. He tweeted 12 hours ago that Christian Achu has been found alive inside a rubble after today's devastating earthquake that rocked Turkey and neighboring nations. Yes, it rocked Syria, and the tremors were felt as far as Egypt, and so it was quite a devastating earthquake. And he reportedly has breathing difficulties and an injury to his right foot, and has been transported to the hospital. This was 12 hours ago. Now, as at 6:25 a.m., Turkish journalist Yagiz Sabankoglu, he tweeted that Christian Atsu has been pulled from the wreckage alive. And this is 7 a.m. update. And Hataya Sport manager Mustafa Ozat, he has tweeted that Christian Atsu has been removed, but unfortunately, the sporting director of Hataya Sport is still under the rubble. And so, yes, some updates from the devastating earthquake in Turkey regarding our man Christian Atsu. And so we are still waiting for that official tweet or official statement from his club side, Hataya Sport, that competes in the Turkish Super League. So once that comes out, and then we can breathe a lot more easy, and knowing very well that our man Christian Atsu definitely is alive and well. And so moving on to an update from the Bet Power Ghana Premier League, and now the last game of round 16, it took place yesterday, and Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they beat Accra Lions by 4-0 in the final match of week 16 of the Bet Power Ghana Premier League. Now, goals from Rashid Norte, Steve Mukwala, and Enoch Morrison gave the Porcupine Warriors all 3 points. Now, they move up to second place, and they lie behind Adriana Stars, and Kotoko, their point build-up is 27 points. So, yes, Kotoko, I'm getting some good production there from their off-season targets or off-season signings. That's Steve Mukwala and Enoch Morrison. Enoch Morrison joined from Ken Faisal in the off-season. Steve Mukwala, he was signed from Uganda. And Rashid Norte, yes, this January transfer, he was brought in from Midiama as a free agent. So all three acquisitions getting the goals for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Clearly, that's a thumbs up for the scouting department. Now, moving on to matters on the Premier League. Now, the Premier League has charged Manchester City with more than 100 breaches of its financial rules following a 4-year investigation. So, more drama, more misery for famous Manchester City. It has referred the club to an independent commission over alleged rule breaches between 2009 and 2018. So that's a 9-year span that Manchester City have been allegedly breaking or breaching the financial rules.
But why are you saying this in high pitch?
Oh.
Like you're excited, your voice in poaching.
Because you always have this thing, like, it's a tingling feeling, like, this thing, there's something not right about this thing. There's something not right about this thing.
Do you know Atsu has been pulled out alive?
Yes, he has been pulled out alive. That's why I'm happy.
Look at you.
I'm happy. And that happiness has transferred.
But come on.
Has spilled over to the Manchester City news.
Come on.
Because there's always that tingling feeling like, there's something wrong with this team. How is it that this team is always pumping in money?
But everything is pumping in money.
Yeah, but there's a financial fair play rule, and you have to play by the rules.
But City is not the biggest spender in the club.
Can you imagine?
In the PL.
Yes, but that's true. But over the 9-year period, it has been the highest spender. Because I remember there was a time where they had a Champions League game and Pep Guardiola rested players. Then you look at their bench; it was worth up to £450 million. How is this possible?
Why is it impossible?
£450 million on the bench.
I don't understand this.
On the bench.
I don't understand
but
the
anyway,
please.
City has been accused of not cooperating since the investigation started in December 2018. Now, these are some serious allegations being thrown at Manchester City. Now, City, they said they were surprised by the charges. No surprise in there. Every person who's accused is surprised. The commission can impose punishment ranging from a fine and point deduction to expulsion from the Premier League. Now, I don't think it will get to that point, honestly. And so, yeah, City, they have up to February 25 to launch an appeal officially. And so we'll wait for updates, and I'll be standing by to give you those updates from the investigation into Manchester City's spending details and over breaches on its financial rules regarding competing in the English Premier League. Now, remember, recently Juventus, they've been deducted 15 points because of financial, similar financial breaches, and so we wait to get info or updates from the English Premier League's investigation into Manchester City's expenditure over the past 9 years. So, yes, that will be it for Sports Review on Breakfast Daily. My name is Yao AJ Minta. So, we'll be standing by to give you more info and more updates on Christian Achu's situation with regard to the devastating earthquake in Turkey. So, for more on those updates, you can visit citisportsonline.com. Frema, Kweku.
All right.